Is it going?
It's going.
Okay. This is HIWD 375 DO1 Korean and Vietnam War class, Professor Ritchie, and my name is Megan Blair, and I'll be interviewing Doug Sawyer. Thank you for letting me interview you. So the first question that I have is, how did you get involved in the Vietnam War? Did you draft it or were you enlisted?
Drafted.
Drafted. And how old were you when you started?
19.
And what year was that?
68.
68. Okay. What was the basic training like? Like, did you learn anything in the basic training? Did it prepare you for Vietnam?
No, I mean, well, it was army training and whatever, but, you know, something like that. You can't be fully prepared or whatever.
Absolutely.
The basics.
The basics. Got it. Okay. So what was the country of Vietnam like as a whole? Like, what was it like being over there? Like, besides just the war?
It's
Like,
a hot, humid, stinking mess. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, all right.
I think if I went up back over there now, when I got off the plane, blindfolded, I could tell you I was in Vietnam. I could
Really?
smell it.
Wow.
Huh.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Absolutely. Where were you stationed at, and what was the area like?
Well, where we were at, it was not in thick jungle. It was near Song Bay Mountain, and you had some higher ground, some lower ground, but the division I was in, we worked from, the Army had it in 4 corps, and the first corps was started in the Delta, and we went on up, we worked in all but 4. We worked a little bit in the Delta, and 2 and 3 corps where we worked, some in the mountains, some in the jungle, some in just flat desert land, but it's, see, everywhere I went, they flew us.
Okay.
We'd go in on choppers, you might stay there 2 or 3 days, 2 weeks. You'd go to a point, and they'd bring you out, and then you take a little break, back in.
Okay. All right, great. Okay. What was your job assignment during your time in Vietnam?
I was a M60 machine gun.
Wow. Okay. And did your job ever change while you were over there?
Yep. I spent 9 months in the field as a gunner, and then they was interviewing for battalion commander's Jeep driver. And my first sergeant picked me, and I went up there and I got picked. Me and one of my buddies, he got picked for the XO, and I got picked for the battalion commander.
So you got the job.
And so,
wow.
yeah, it was a pretty cushy job. I mean, it's still Vietnam out, but, I mean, you know, we didn't.
It was better.
Oh, Lord, yeah. A whole lot better.
Perfect. And do you feel like it changed you, like with both your jobs? Do you feel like it changed you physically, mentally?
Well, physically, I wouldn't think, well, maybe to some degree physically, because I got 2 Purple Hearts. And 30 years after I was over, I come home and had a piece of shrapnel in my leg, and they had to go in there from the knee to the, 9 inches right there to take out a big layer of infection. And so, yeah, physically, and I reckon anybody went over there mentally, you got the thoughts of it, but, you know, now they talk about, what is it, PTSD. Well, when I come over, didn't nobody know what that was, and I'm sure a whole lot of people had to deal with it, stuff.
Mentally, yeah.
Mentally, I mean, to get, I think I've done good with mine. I've had January the 3rd used to be every January the 3rd laid on me right hard, but I learned how to live.
You progressed every day.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah.
What was the significance of January 3rd?
I lost my best friend.
Okay.
He'd been back over there 3 weeks. He'd been home on a 10-day leave. His wife had little twins, twin girls. And I always have said I was going to pursue that, see, because it's nearly 50 years now.
Yeah.
And I never did. I couldn't push it.
Absolutely.
But,
wow.
Hey, I mean, well, like, you know, when I was talking to y'all last night, is, you know, and the day go by, you don't think about it. I mean, I don't think about the bad stuff. I just think, you know, some days it'll be hot here, and I said, well, I'll been hotter.
Yeah.
And I get caught in the rain. Yeah, I've been wet for days. You know, so I've camped out for weeks at a time. So, but no, it's you know, it's things you take for granted you got, and you go over there and do what you're supposed to do. And, I mean, you know, what if I told you you couldn't take a bath for 30 days and you got to mow the yard and work in the garden every day? I mean, you know,
pretty rough.
and you with another 120 guys, just you know, you leave your mark on the land.
Yeah, yeah. We don't even understand that nowadays.
I mean, it's like I used to wouldn't eat out of paper plates and nothing. I told Kat, I says, I ain't picnicking no more.
Nope.
Well, that's changed too. I do the dishes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so was there any positive aspects to your tour? Because I know people focus a lot on like the bad things. Is there anything positive that you feel like you got out of your service?
Yeah.
People you may have met. Things
Oh
you
yeah, well, I mean, you know.
Did you meet that best friend over there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was.
See, when it started, I mean, which you know, your history will tell you this. When it started, they went over as whole divisions and whatever. And when I went, I was a replacement to one of these, and that's the way he was. He come in there like that, and we stayed in the same foxhole at night and whatever. And he was the assistant gunner, so we was always 2 steps apart from each other. And this is probably about a 4 month. Then when he come back, you know, to see him so tickled and
yeah.
anyway, and he died a rather violent life. I mean, no death. He really got tore up.
It's nice to hear that you found somebody over there of some positive aspect.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had a bunch of friends over there, but you know, it ain't like you trained over here with them a year, and then everybody went over there, and you knew everybody. It was continuously people going in, coming out.
Absolutely.
And some, if they weren't in your squad or your platoon or whatever, you knew the faces, maybe the names.
That's about it.
Yeah, and I met some Vietnamese was nice, you know. And, little kids, I always felt sorry for them. It wasn't their war, but they got caught up in it. And,
absolutely.
but that's, you know, as you say, that goes with, I reckon, with the territory.
And what were some difficulties you had to overcome during your time there? Like getting adjusted and learning
the heat.
The heat,
well,
the heat,
I mean,
definitely.
All of that. I mean, it was a totally different climate and a different. You won't like playing army over here. You play all that and you go back to sleep in the bed. I mean, and when I went over there, before I went, they dye all of your t-shirts and underwear green and all this. And when I get over there, when they got dirty, you had to throw them away. We'd get, they call it DX. It's just, they bring enough clothes out for it, and if you got lucky, you found a pair that fits you good, or you may have a pair that you walked on the thing, and little guys that have the sleeves down to here, and I mean, it's just, it ain't like living at home.
No.
I mean, but, you know, you adjusted, you had to learn to eat C rations. Then when you got a hot meal, I mean, it's like eating at home Sunday dinner, so, you know.
You definitely cherished it.
Yeah, I mean, whether the cooks is that good or not, you enjoyed it.
Enjoyed a hot meal. Absolutely. And what did you feel like your purpose was in Vietnam? What do you feel like you were fighting for?
Well, supposedly we were to win and stop the communism, but
I know it's different for everybody. I know everybody feels a different feeling about it.
You know, I don't know. It got to the point, and not just when I was there until later. You went over there. Your mission was to come back home. I mean, it's, you know, you could see it won't go nowhere.
Yeah, you just want to get back.
I mean, like we was talking about that thing on TV.
The special.
You see the history and see for a year I didn't know what was going on over here. And then when they went through that particular thing, the year 1968 and 69, that was a big interest to me. It's what people were saying.
Absolutely.
And or what the government was doing, but we knew we was spinning our wheels. So.
Yeah, you were just ready to get back.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and we won't get nowhere. So
No, absolutely.
never was fought right, but that's
I know.
nobody ever asked me.
How was your life after Vietnam? Was it hard to adjust coming back? And then how were you treated by your friends and family?
My friends and family were good to me, and you read about it, hear about it. People spit on people. Well, this is a small town. I never had none of that problem, and there's a whole lot. The getting adjusted was, we called it coming back to the word. Sounds are different. I worked for a trucking company. The trucks had air starters on them, and I was down there, and the guy cranked one, and I hit the ground, was up under my car before I fought. And it didn't embarrass me, but
Yeah. It's adjusting cause
adjusted.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole lot of that. And, you like your parents and your friends, I had some uncles and all that, they'd always been nice, but they was a little super nice.
A little extra nice this time.
As time went on, they got back to normal, but it's,
It just took some time, like everything else.
it's
Absolutely. And then I have just one more question. Is there anything now that you wish you would have known during your time at Vietnam? Like things that you've learned over the years that you wish you would have had there?
No, I don't.
Think you would have done anything differently or anything
Well,
else?
it was a controlled atmosphere, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I was told what time to get up, when to eat, when to take a bath, what helicopter to get on.
Yeah. It's pretty controlled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just typical military. But I don't know. I always thought I had a pretty good attitude. That could have been better. I know a whole lot of people's could have been better,
Absolutely.
but
And
That's
you were
right.
drafted, so you didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
no. And after I got out of the Army, they did the the lottery, and they pulled birthdays and according starting with the first of the year and went on, and mine was a 2-digit number, so I would have got drafted anyway then. So I forget. One time I knew it was, that seemed like a 60 something, but it's but these guys that do it now, they want to do it. And the military is a good life. But was what was going on. I never thought about staying in it. I was asked to.
And you.
And I just told them, I'll do my time.
Yeah.
I
I don't blame you. Mm-mm.
How long were you over there?
Exactly 365 days.
Wow.
Exactly.
I had a friend from Mount Airy up here. They call it extending. If you come back with less than 6 months, 179 days, you could get out. And he extended 15 days and got killed in that 15 days.
Oh.
Wow.
And so if you knew somebody, it's just you're taking a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Robert Gould. I didn't know him all that well, but we had got to be friends. So.
Did anyone from here go?
Oh Lord,
That you knew?
There's a bunch.
Yeah, a lot
That
of what
you
you
know.
knew.
Yeah, a lot of guys I went to school with.
You weren't stationed with them, but they were there.
When I went to Vietnam, it was a guy down here around Dan River. One lives down here around Coach School, me, and 2 guys from South Boston all went out there on the same plane together. We went to the same division when they split us up, but then we went different ways within that division. And one of them, he's passed away with cancer now, but he and I were pretty good friends, not because we were over there together. We just happened to be at the same time and whatever. And, there's some good times over there. I mean, you know, you ever lay in the bed and dream about a Reuben's hamburger? I mean, you know, laid in it all. Lord, what I wouldn't give for a cold Pepsi.
Other things.
I mean, it's just it's not trivial then. It wasn't, but you know, it's
But that's all the questions I have. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say, other than what I said?
No, I just hope we don't ever get in that situation again. And my personal thing is Afghanistan is that all over, and I think history will
repeat itself.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You know, there again, the guy on the ground don't make his decisions.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much for doing this for me. I really appreciate it.
Can I ask one last question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are those your Purple Hearts?
No, that was Dad's flag on his grave.
Was it? Okay.
Oh, Kathy's got that stuff put up.
Kathy's got that stuff put up.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I told her about that, so.
This is the Vietnamese shrapnel that was in his leg.
Oh, is
Really?
it?
It's real Vietnamese shrapnel. And when they took his x-ray, the nurse told him, says, Mr. Sawyer, you have a foreign object in your leg.
Wow.
And the doctor was Dr. Gross in Danville, and he was a surgeon in Vietnam. And he looked at the x-rays, he knew exactly. He said, it's Vietnamamese shrapnel.
Oh my gosh.
He could tell through the x-ray what it
Ain't
was.
that something to be proud? I mean,
Look
to
at
keep.
that.
I think it's
we put on
I
paper.
didn't even know where it was.
No, here, I can just take a picture of it right there.
But it's in that cap.
It's okay.
I can't get it in the middle.
There we go. That's perfect.
That's crazy.
Well, I carried that 30 years, thinking they got it all out of my leg, and then.
You never knew. Wow, that's amazing.
I told him if he wasn't long-legged, it wouldn't have taken 30 years. It took it that long to work down. Did you tell
I
him
don't know where it worked from. I'm just.
That's great. That's perfect. You can cut it out.
I can cut it off now.
I thought that might help, you know.
No, that's